So hi guys, welcome again. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching us from. So today I just want to talk about some challenges that marriages go through abroad. And a lot of people when they are relocating, they don't put thoughts into what we expect abroad. Some people will just jump into this jackpot something and they will not consider what sort of challenges that they might encounter as they go along the way. When I wanted to relocate from Nigeria, I just think that okay, I'm living with my husband and my children. I didn't know what to expect. But we that are here now and we are looking to return to Nigeria, I think it's only fair to do this video because of some people, there are some stories I've heard in the last few days that involves family. And some of these things lead to family breakup very, very quickly. And that's why you see when people come abroad, their families break up, marriages break up very quickly. Number one, families that already have issues before leaving Africa or wherever you are coming from, Nigeria, in my own case. When you come here, there's very high possibility that those issues will multiply. And the reason they will multiply is nothing else than the system, the way this system is set up. This system, some people consider it as imbalanced or not balanced system. The UK system, I mean, I'm sure it's quite similar with the abroad-based people. So the UK system kind of empowers the woman more than the man. And that's the imbalance that is there. So women, children first before they consider the men. So if your marriage is already rocky from Nigeria and you are wondering why the woman will suddenly gain power when she comes here, that's one thing to consider. Make sure that you sort out any issues that you have from Nigeria before you come here. So rocky marriages, don't bring them here. Sort them before you come. Second marriage that would break is a marriage that one person is saying, I will go and then come back and pick my family, especially when the person is going with a visit visa. You see, this when people are in Nigeria, they promise heaven and earth. They say, oh, don't worry, I will not do this, I will not do that. You are coming to an environment where you don't know how it is. I'm not saying it's all bad, bad, bad. But a new country, you should be prepared for the new challenges that might be coming with it. Just like people are warning us to say Nigeria is not what it used to be, and don't come. Oh, challenges are there. So also challenges are abroad as well. So any country you are going, make sure that you are prepared for the new challenges that might come with it because they are kind of unique. I've not seen anybody come from abroad like we that migrate from Africa that did not have their fair share of challenges, especially at their initial stage. That they just came and boom, they're already buying, houses and they're already, even if it's just 6 months or 1 year, there will still be that test period. And it can be very hard. And especially people with families, it can be harder. So if you are coming abroad with a visit visa of 6 months and you say you want to come and hustle, you need to think about factors like work. You want to hustle, you sell a few things in the house or you sell the major things that belong to the family and you leave your wife and your children with a little bit of your things so that she can manage on them, knowing that that will not sustain her. And you're thinking, okay, when you come to abroad, you will work and be sending them money on a visit visa. Now, oftentimes that ends in disaster. Oftentimes ends in disaster because you won't be able to work. There won't be any legal work that you'll be able to do. The visa, if you think, oh, when I get there, I will extend my visa or somehow, it's always hard. And guess the option that people are always out of frustration and out of desperation, they will end up looking for somebody to marry. Why would you marry somebody else when you're already married? Some people will not even tell the woman that they are married before. They will lie. Shame will not let them go back home. Desperation now will make them to go and marry somebody else. And they might not even tell the wife. I saw a story on YouTube some time ago when one lady said, I think it's in one Asian country. The lady said, in her own case, she even knew. She didn't know at the beginning, but later she found out because the husband married somebody else and brought her over, and will be introducing her as a sister to the Oyinbo wife. So don't ever let one of you travel on a visit visa thinking it's coming back to pick us. It's coming back to pick us. The end is not always a good, it doesn't always end well. They don't always want to come back home without achieving anything. So that's the second kind of marriage that should not relocate. Another kind of marriage I will talk about is marriage that you are expecting your wife to stay at home and not work. Only you want to do all the work. So because the woman stays at home in Nigeria, you want her to stay at home abroad and not go to work and just be raising the kids. It's always damaging. This one I've seen with my two eyes. I saw how the marriage collapsed. Not even one, more than one marriage. Good marriages that got destroyed because the husband wanted the wife to stay at home and be looking after the kids. The husband would be the one to do shopping, food shopping. He will be the one to buy clothes for the kids. He will be the one to do everything. Didn't want the woman to do anything at all. And this woman was somebody that she was young, beautiful, and somehow the husband didn't want her to do anything. And after a while, boredom kicked in for her. She would stay at home and she was having this mental breakdown. Because here, even the weather is a depressant, especially in the winter months. So the lady started breaking down mentally. And she'll be crying all the time. She'll be asking people questions. She'll be all over the place, tearful all the time. Until when she started, after a while, she opened eye. She opened eye. She opened eye. She got up, looked for a job, got a job, and then told them at work what she was going through. And they explained to us that this one you are going through. Igbo people now, they are quick to. So they quickly told her that, no, that's not normal. That's emotional abuse. So before we knew it, police was already flying. Social workers involving the children were already flying. So you don't want that to go through that kind of thing. So you need to balance it. Think about these things before you come abroad. Because these are the things that will frustrate you when you are here. Just because of the questions that somebody asked me. Think about those things. Before you leave at all, don't get here and try to fix it because it is not always fixable. That marriage I'm telling you today now is already broken up. Far broken beyond repair. There's no coming back except God's grace. Even if his husband that is sitting now at home and not working, forget the fact that somebody is a Christian. It will test your faith. Men, sometimes I feel they cannot multitask like women. So if you expect the man to be at home because he's the one looking after the kids, you expect him to look after the kids, cook, clean. So you, that woman, if you go and finish doing that long hour, you are still coming home to come and meet your plates. You are still coming home to come and meet your hoovering. You will come and still do your housework. Because husband will just face one thing. That's how men, some men are designed like that. They will just face one thing. They can't do that at the same time. They will only do one thing. So you will still come home and do your housework. So by the time you are combining that stress and that housework, there's no how holy you are. If you think it's possible in Nigeria, it's because you have never been abroad. If you are in Nigeria, because I know Nigerians will come for me now. So you need to think about this balance very, very well before you leave Nigeria. So another kind of marriage that should be considered coming abroad is marriage that have children who have behavioral concerns, children who have behavioral issues. It's not common, but it does happen. Or children who have a tendency to become wayward when they come. If you have those kind of children in Nigeria, think very well before you bring them here. Even children who were very lovely and jolly in Nigeria, when you bring them here, if you don't bring them up properly here, things might go south. I've seen a lot of comments where people say, "Is that how you raise your child? Is this?" Yes, you have good marriages out there. If you raise your children well, I thank God for my own too. It took a lot of sacrifice. You know, it took a lot of sacrifice and it took a lot of prayer and God's grace. It's not like we don't have our fair share of challenges or we don't have those moments where they will have behavioral issues. Sometimes we do get the tantrums and all that. And God just gives us the wisdom to deal with them. But if you now have children who are already wayward, when I mean wayward, children who are already involving themselves in some practices that are dangerous in Nigeria. If you bring them to this kind of country or these abroad countries where they give power, where there is more freedom and more liberty, you might lose the children to the system forever. Children can lie too. They can lie too here. And it's their word against your own. So even if you are not doing anything, if the children are already spoiled from Nigeria, you need to think before you bring them here because they can lie. They can go and say something that didn't even happen. And they will believe them first. They will swing into action first before they will now be investigating later. It only gets worse because when children are not settled and you're having to chase them here, chase them there, police is going forth and back in your house. Even your marriage too will suffer it. because you will not be able to focus on your lives. You won't be able to grow. You won't be able to go to work the way you're supposed to go. Imagine if it now gets to a point where they have to remove your children and you're running out of skelter. Imagine the stress. You just sit down and picture it in your head and imagine it. If you've not left Nigeria, picture it very well. I'm not discouraging you from coming here. So children who are unruly, think very well before you pack them and bring them here. So the last marriage I'll be talking about, who should reconsider coming abroad, are marriages, that's couple or family who are not always contented with what they have. People who don't live within their means. They don't have a good saving culture. They make and eat it all in one go. They don't think about the fact that they should put something aside. Families who are living beyond your means, and you are always borrowing money from this one, borrowing money from that one, because you cannot save. Because you cannot save. You have seen families where they've just come into the country, they've just landed, and one of them is not even working. You know, they come with the COS visa. The company who brought the lady, if the woman was the one they did the COS for, the company who brought her could not even find a job to give her. So it's only the husband working. And then the next thing, they're already buying designers. Any little, these people cannot even pay for the house where they are renting. They can't even pay. They are begging landlord to say, "Oh God, please, I don't have money. I don't have money to pay. I don't have this. I will give you later." But they can buy designers. They are buying designer trainer. If you see them when they take photographs and you see what they are wearing, even we that have been here a long time, we are not wearing such. And it's not like I can't afford designers. And it's just that I'm not saying it's wrong for somebody else to wear it. But when you are now owing your landlord and you are begging your landlord all the time, in my area, and I'm sure some areas in UK too, people will be able to testify. Oyinbo landlord don't even want to be giving our Naija people or Daki, our black people, houses again, because it's always one complaint or the other. You know, when they come from Nigeria, that mentality that I can owe rent, I will beg my landlord. Nigerians are not used to pay. Here we pay house rent monthly, but Nigerians, they will come and beg their landlord, "Oga landlord, please, Oga landlord, please, I'll give you later." It doesn't work here like that. Oh. Here, you will pay before you use the house. So if you want to use the house in January now, you will pay on the 1st of January and then you use January. So the landlord is expecting his payment on the 1st of February, then you use the house. If they say parties in London, they are going. If they say parties in Manchester, they will come enter £200 train, £150 train to come and attend party. They will buy the gele, buy the lace, but they cannot pay their landlord. Those people are causing us embarrassment here. And that's the frustration why some people, because when other people come innocently, people of good character, when they come and they are looking for property and nobody is giving them a property, you see, a few people will make the mess, and then the other people who are of good character, those are the ones that will suffer it. So we want people who are quality. If you are coming abroad, some of us have come abroad and we've lived with integrity. A lot of people are coming abroad, they're living with integrity. But you still have those few people who will come and stain us. They will come and be staining the black people here. And they will make them give all of us name. And that's unfortunate because Oyinbo people will not say, "Oh, that's the way even me sometimes when I look at Oyinbo people, I can't, if I just look at them like in a verse, sometimes I might not be able to tell them. I won't be able to tell. I'm not very good at recognizing faces because of the way, And that's the same with us. So somebody has told me that we black people, when they look at us, if there's a lot of us, they cannot tell our faces apart. So they will group everybody together and say, "Oh, that people of that race, they don't like to pay." So then they tighten up and they tell themselves. So other people will be the ones to come and suffer the nonsense that those black families who lack control. There's other people that will come and suffer it, those kind of couples. So those are the kind of people you should rethink. If you are not ready to abide by the culture, the law of the land, the way things are done abroad, and you want to come here and be expecting landlord to give you house for six months, you will not pay and you'll be begging them. Thank God, here there's a court system. If you don't pay, they carry you to court. Please, those are the families I want you to rethink. Check yourself before you come here. So thank you so much for watching this video today, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.